Hey, it's Mary Ellen. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today is going to be an After the Pen video for the week of August 11th through the 17th. This is in my Big Happy Planner, and you might notice that I'm doing a voiceover today. That is because I'm getting my kitchen renovated and it's really noisy, but I wanted to get this video out to you, so here we are. This is a spread I made as part of a Patreon video, so I didn't put this on YouTube, but I love how it turned out. I used the Live Love Posh Summer Love sticker book. I'll link that for you in the description box. But let's get started on this spread now. Using several pens in this video, I have a green mild liner, which I actually used for the boxes that have the plaid background. So I did those by pen. And I have a Tombow dual brush pen in the color 772, which I used for the other two boxes. I think those colors complement each other well. And I'm using a Muji 0.38 pen for the smaller writing and a Shuttle Art 0.5 gel pen for the writing that's a little bit bigger. First thing I do when I start a planner spread is to write in any appointments or events, activities I have throughout the week. So I know that my gym schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 o'clock. So I'm putting that in first. That's just a given. I'm using colors that complement the spread, and I'm also writing in the time and outlining them with the Muji pen. I have a doctor appointment on Tuesday the 12th, and I'm not writing in the doctor's name because that's none of your business. But anyway, I'm using the Muji pen to just outline it, write the time in. And then I also have something else that day. The cleaners are coming that day. So I thought rather than use the yellow to, write out the word, I would just do a line because that makes it seem more clean. That night I have a dinner with a couple of my friends. So I'm just writing that in on this yellow box at the bottom. And what I like to do with this is kind of alternate thicknesses of the pens and also the colors and the size of the words. I think it just makes it look a little more interesting than just writing something in the box in the same writing and color all the way through. And now it's time for a sip of my coffee, and now let's move on. I need to go grocery shopping on Monday. I need to go to therapy on Wednesday. And I have an oil burner tune-up on, that was really hard to say, an oil burner tune-up on the 14th. And then Friday night, I'm going out to dinner with my parents and my boyfriend, so I'm just jotting that down here. And I usually use the big boxes for fun things. I mean, that makes sense, right? On Monday, I have a book club meeting with my patrons. We are discussing the book, The Last Love Note by Emma Gray, which I actually really did enjoy. And also on Sunday, there's a summer games day in my boyfriend's neighborhood, and I'm meeting some of his neighbors. It sounds like fun, so I'm excited about that. After I put my appointments in, it's time to do my to-do list on the sidebar. Sometimes I put my to-do lists throughout the spread, but this week I decided to put it in the sidebar, and I used pink and green pens to make lines for myself, and I'm basically just filling in all the things that I can think of. It doesn't mean they're all going to be done this week. It just means it's things that I have to do. So that's how I work it. You might do it differently, but I am not as productive as I'd like to be most weeks. So basically what I do is transfer over from previous weeks the things that I didn't do, and also put any new ideas in there as well. Usually what I do in these After the Pen videos is tell you which day it is when I'm filling everything out. Unfortunately, I didn't talk during this, and when I put it into my computer, I didn't specify the day, so I don't know which day is which. I just want you to realize that I wrote this stuff throughout the whole week. It wasn't just in one day. I think I was writing this on Monday because it was the end of the day, probably. And I decided to do a gratitude list there because I didn't have anything else to write. And I love making gratitude lists in my planner anyway. On Tuesday, I'm putting a list of my pet peeves because why not? Let's just list out the things I love and the things that I hate. I don't know. I like to make lists in my planner, and I do use this also as my journal. So it's kind of just natural for me to make lists, especially when I put lines down on some of the days. I knew I wasn't going to fill out the bottom portion of that sidebar, so I used the sticker book that I used to create the spread to just fill up that area, and I always keep that sticker book handy throughout the week. I forgot that I wanted to add the Archer and Olive fall release on the 13th, so I'm doing that here with the yellow pen, and I think it looks so cute. All these colors combined together are really pretty in my opinion. I just love pastels, so it appeals to me a lot. And since I didn't fill up the whole box, I put a cute little sticker at the bottom. I always leave enough space in my planner so that if something comes up, I can write it in for whatever day. It doesn't necessarily need a box. So on Wednesday, I had an impromptu lunch with my gym buddies. Sometimes we go to lunch on Wednesdays, sometimes we don't. So I just wrote it in on the page itself, not in a particular box, because I had already used the 3 boxes that are there. And now I have extra space that I'm not going to fill out in the middle of that day. So I'm just taking some stickers from the same sticker book and putting them down, and it all kind of flows nicely. The oil company canceled my appointment on Thursday, so rather than cross it out because it's not a great look, sometimes I'll just put an arrow there and explain what happened and say that it was rescheduled or canceled. I think that's a way to make your planner look cleaner, but also, a cross out here and there does not make it look too messy, so I do that as well sometimes. Or you can white it out, but I liked kind of documenting that it was canceled and rescheduled just so I had that to look back on, if that makes sense. I know it's not important really, but it just explained what happened. I had some extra space on Thursday for a list, so I thought I would create a list of my August goals, just some general things I want to get done before the end of the month. I didn't really do much on Thursday except for work. I really wanted to try to catch up on videos, so I did work all day on Thursday. And then on Friday, I had some extra space, so I just wrote what I was watching on TV, which is The Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3. And if you're in your 50s and you're addicted to this teenage show, let me know, because I don't know what it is about this show, but I just love it, and Team Conrad all the way. I think I was Team Jeremiah a little bit in Season 2 and the beginning of Season 3, but oh boy, I changed that fast. Now we're rooting for Conrad. And now I'm just checking off a few of the tasks that I completed this week. I didn't get much done, but I did get a few things finished. Hey, it's me in real time now. Whoa. Somehow I lost the footage of me filling out the rest of the spread. I don't know how that happened, but there wasn't much else to talk about anyway. You can see I worked also on Saturday. I was doing laundry, procrastinating. It was hot outside Sunday, and I slept in. Not really much to say for the weekend. It was a pretty nice weekend, but it was calm. So you can see I had some extra space up here, so I just threw some stickers in there to fill it out. Overall, I think this spread turned out very, very cute. I like it a lot, and I hope you guys maybe learned something from this or got some ideas for your own planners. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And just so you know, this was like a one-off voiceover video. I know it's not ideal. I'm not going to be doing a lot of those. I do them very occasionally, but I prefer the talk-through videos, and I think you guys do too. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about anything. I will try to answer them as always. And if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel if you're not already, I would appreciate it so much. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.